Yeah. All right, buddy.
Great, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at Billiard live stream. As you can see, we've got Mr. Evan on back in the box, and Lance Davis has joined us again. He's been here a couple of times, and getting a pretty big spot on this one. So we got a 8-ball race to 15. Lance is getting 6 on the wire. Of course, those have already been added in, so you're seeing the very first wreck here. And so this one's gonna be tough. Lance is not a bad shot, and he's got his work cut out for him on this one.
What do you open?
So we got Evan back up the table. Again, we don't see a whole lot of 8-ball here. We've actually got a couple of them that's going on today, both this match and one that's following this one. That's going to be on the 7-foot table after this one's over with. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a bit. As self-proclaimed himself, this is not Evan's favorite game here. So, as we stated in the comments on the post, a lot of his comfort zone on this, giving up a really big spot and coming close to making that 8-ball over there in the side. Right, not going to want to do too much of that. So the only thing that's really kind of varying on this one is we'll say that it's a little bit more like ACS style rules, because on the break you cannot win or lose. So if they make the 8-ball on the break, it is going to spot back up. Other than that, pretty standardized rules. You'll call your ball, call your pocket. But he really wanted to make that 8-ball, and somehow or another it finds its way into the side, and Lance already gets the first game on here. So congratulations to Mr. Lance over there, and in the spirit of our Moscone Cup that just started off. Of course, have to throw in a little bit of a little crowd fanfare there. How many people were able to catch the Moscone Cup? It didn't exactly work out in USA's favor this year. Probably quite a bit different from things they're used to, because they don't really have the fans behind them this year, as far as being there in the stands and the cheering, sort of the excitement that typically goes on. So definitely a lot of differences that went on this year in the Moscone Cup. So hopefully they'll regroup, work on a few things, come back next year that much stronger. I'm sure if we've got any people pulling for Team Europe, they were perfectly happy with the way things went this year. All right, so Lance gets a good break. The ball sitting in the middle of the table, and table looks pretty open, so Lance should be off and running here. So combo on the first shot there. Decided obviously to go ahead and pick solids for his, so see if he elects to stay up table and leave that 6-ball a little bit later. I don't think I'd want to wait too long on that one, because the 8-ball being up table, I'm sure he wants to get the cue ball up there for his final out ball. He does decide to go ahead and come back down table, clear that 6 out of there, work his way back up table. A lot of familiar faces on here. Mr. John Hockman, or Rocky, in 6. Yes, definitely. That's a really, really big spot, especially whenever you play like Lance does. He's definitely no slouch here. So a lot of work for Mr. Evan on this one. Travis, Sal, you guys, thanks for joining as usual. Always appreciate it. And Mrs. Caitlin Sandoval, all the way from the other side of the country over there, and thank you for those stars. And a quick reminder for anybody that hasn't already seen the flyers, anything that we get between now and Christmas, whether it's the stars, any of the donations that are across the top, or even whenever some of the players give us a little bit of a kickback from the play, that is 100% going towards donations. It took us a few days, but we did finally decide on a charity, as we found out from some good friends and fans of ours, Mr. Kyle and Danielle Fee, that Lions Club over here in Zephyr Hill, is going to they're doing a toy drive using Toys for Tots in the Marine Corps Marine Corps Reserve, to donate. So they are going to go ahead and let them have it, and I'm sure they'll do a lot of good with that. So You don't hear us very often, actually asking for donations and things like that. Of course, we always put the links up there. We always appreciate them, but as far as telling people that we'd like to see some of those donations coming in, this one's for a really great cause, and it's to make sure some kids stay as happy as possible. So I want to see as many of those roll in as possible. So if by chance not able to do that, feel free to go ahead and share our link out. That also helps us out by letting more people know, and we'll do what we can from our side. And so Lance finishing off that last game, and he's got a 8-point advantage on Evan, so definitely time for him to get to work. We're not used to seeing Evan too much in the hole, and definitely not this far, so it'll work for him to do. End up shooting one all the way down the table. Drills it right in the center. No problem at all for him. Taking a quick peek around the table, seeing where he wants to go afterwards. It looks like he's going to go for that 9-ball down here in this corner. He does. That's a little bit short. Bringing Lance back up the table for us. Lance doing a good job of moving that cue ball around, finding himself some angles. He's got a little bit of trouble with both the 5 and 7 balls there. If you can figure out what to do with the 5, with the 4 ball, or why I'm saying 5. I think that might help him out a little bit. Like it may go in that pocket. He just has to slow roll it. So he got limited options after making that one. It's a 5 ball with no problem. If you can find the right angle on the 2, looks like it'll also come up here in the corner. You're gonna have to do a little bit of work to get to that one. I see Mr. Ross Highsmith joined us. He's one of the 2 that will be up following this match. Actually going to be 2 races there, one in 8 ball and one in 9 ball, and switch over to the 7-foot table. So as soon as this match is over with, we'll have a little bit of a break while I kind of make a couple of changes in the room, and then be right back. Because Mr. Lance Davis, beautiful bank shot in the side pocket, and could have got a little luckier with the roll on that 3 ball, but still has a shot up table, so I'm sure he'll take it. I think now's the time to go for that 4 ball. So easy roll, stays in the way, so nothing too terrible came out of that one. Making Evan once again have to come back to the table and give a little work for his money. Doing a good job so far of moving that cue ball around. Go ahead and shoot that 10 ball on the table. Drills that one in. Does he get the breakout? He gets the touch on it, but not the breakouts. That's actually still both of them's problem up here on this bottom right corner. See which way he decides to go to handle this one. It's like he's gonna have to come off that 11 ball that you see up table there a little bit to try to come back down to it. I don't know that he's got the angle right now. Coming to the bottom of the table over here, but see if he realigns that one and gets on that one a little bit better. And the shot would have been great. Looks like he had a good angle to possibly be able to get over there, but doesn't make the shot. So Lance comes back to the table. 7-ball shot up here, and be able to place it most anywhere he wants to on the table. I don't know if he'll go for the breakout on this one, but be a little tough. He just won't be able to get a lot of power into it, but he doesn't really need a ton, so he could actually draw over to that side. I'm sure he would have loved it if he didn't have a ball sitting there in the way. Almost gets that touch, but comes up number one a little bit short, but in his favor. Just sticks one of Evan's object balls in the way as well. So have to give a little bit of advantage to Lance on this one, considering his is on the outside, but not going to leave him a whole lot of chances to miss. Probably doesn't even want to run these two out. Man's taking a shot at it and getting a little extra angle that he didn't want out of it, and draws it back up here into this corner pocket. So now that one quick shot puts Evan a bit in the driver's seat. Now he does have a chance of, doesn't have to get that ball out, just has to put it where Lance can't make it, or the 3-ball. And there's a few different hiding options that are there. See which way he decides to go about it. I actually like shooting it the way that he's maybe looking at it now, and that's just keeping everything in the way. I don't even think he really has to make the 4-ball. If he just wanted to push the other out of the way, just drive a little bit straight, put the cue ball right beside that 4-ball, or lock it onto the side of that 4-ball, but also block a 3. Looks like he's lining up like he was wanting to carom the shot. Shoot it from the direction that he is up here. And leaves a bit of a challenge for Lance here. Is obviously Lance wants to get that 4-ball out. Looks like you could actually just maybe bump it and kind of put that cue ball on the backside 13 up here. Taking a good extra long look at this.
And I'm going righty at it, you know what I'm saying?
Can someone watch this hit?
No, I mean, I can, but. Go righty at it. Okay?
Makes a good hit on it. But you're gonna leave everything completely open, and not leaving too much trouble for Evan coming back to the table. If he's got an 11-ball at the corner, it's gonna give him position.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, he does not make that shot. Now leaving
out of his comfort zone,
once again,
folks.
Lance going back to the table with quite an easy run out. Just a little tap in on a 3 ball should line him up pretty nicely for that 4 sitting up there. It's just that. A little bit of a draw shot, and don't get behind the 11. Oh, concentrated on the draw, not as much on the shot. So what you don't want to do is give Evan too many chances, but
I hit this 8.
be done by Evan on that one. So he'll just follow this one up a little bit, and that 13 nice and easy for him to not only cut that one in, but let that cue ball run down table for that 8 back on the side. Does just that, and like Evan's gonna get on the board.
Too bad. I know, like 15-0. Huh? I don't think that.
Nicely done on that one.
Is there a way to rack these?
Evan up for his first break on this one, and hasn't marked the score yet. Pretty sure he's going to want that one. Open his table right up. Don't really see too much trouble on this one. He's got like maybe oh, that's the 12 that's up there almost under him. I don't believe that one has a pocket, but he does have something to help him get out of that one, and ends up scratching over here in the side. Hand's coming to the table. Ball in hand. Does not look like that 12 goes into this corner. Oh, it is an open table, so. It's a little nudge on that one, gets it, but himself a little bit on the tough side. Looks like that 4 may go in the side, but it's going to take a little bit of work in order for that to happen. Maybe all that he has. It is locked too close to be able to get at that 1 ball. Next up, makes a good attempt at it. Doesn't really work out, but now he's left a very open table for Evan coming back.
Ball out of the way.
Ball in. All this traffic.
But pinball too, you just gotta bust them up, man. Right, back to our a lot of work. Yeah.
Oh man, I missed this.
Really?
Got another one like it. The one I think I got that from you. The brown one.
Oh yeah. Stupid, right? Completed.
I just like
Yeah. See?
I don't know how to do it.
See? Why you need to practice. But like I say, you leave it good. Look good, bro.
Oh, hit the 10 good.
Oh,
Pretty good.
and I locked it up. I just followed it up.
It don't matter, man. Watch it.
Mm-hmm. Outside or what? Ugh. Oh yeah. Outside? Really? Ah, it's a fair game-ish. Whoa. Skirt off the table. I didn't want to pick. Open.
Lance doing a nice job of slow rolling and in and giving himself a couple of open shots here. He wants to bump that one a little bit just to clear a path. Shoots that one a little and keeps Evan back to the table with a open one ball shot.
That's what I don't know, brother. Oh my.
Lance doing a nice job with breakout on that one, leaving himself an open shot up the top table or the bottom as we look at it now. I can jack up, just get a little bit of draw off of that, and if you can't get angle it, should kick that cue ball out towards the middle of the table and leave him an open shot. Depends on how close he is at 11. Does have probably about an inch and a half on that, so got enough room to be able to do it as long as he just gives it sort of that angle, and it looks like he's lining up pretty good right now. Needs that one to go. Just catches the point up there. And good news is for him is that he did leave it in the way of the pocket. See how Evan decides to play this one out. Got a 5-ball down table. I don't believe he wants to take that because that might be his ball that he'll use to be able to get out when it presents itself. And a 6-ball up here also looks pretty open, and it gives him an opportunity to just sort of drag that backwards behind the his other 3 for an opening. This is the shot.
Yeah, good for the fucking time.
Yeah, I just kind of got both of them in there.
How many times you talk about
Hey,
you know?
7.
I know.
Like Lance may end up having to play even a couple of bank shots over here. Don't believe he can see. It doesn't look like he can see that 13. It is stuck right on that 7-ball. So about the only thing he's got a clear shot at is the 11-ball. And I'm sure he didn't want to clear that one out of the way. Right now it is a whole lot more Evan's problem than it would have been Lance's, but he's just going to try to get a little bit of position out of it. And a few more donations coming in for the Lions Club and Toys for Tots. Mr. Terry Walter, thank you very much. And Patrick, thank you as well. Very much appreciate that. When it comes to, so I did have to manually enter it to go onto that little report that we've been kind of updating online. So whenever we get some little breaks here and there, I'll make sure to get the names put in so we can keep track of where we are and how much has been donated up to this point. But as of yesterday, I believe it was, we have crossed that $600 mark. So first few days are coming out really, really good. So thank you everyone for your donations. And again, I'm sure that the those campaigns will appreciate it as much, if not more. And he's making a shot good enough to make sure he's got to look at that 15. So he's got definitely has some work to do up table on that one. Looks like he's going to go ahead and go for that cross corner bang down here to the bottom right. It's kind of one of those that I might, it possibly kicks out. I think it's a whole lot easier to take the bank shot. And he's definitely looking behind it. Just worry with that one that there's a potential scratch coming behind that ball, either going straight down the rail or even coming off the back of that 7 ball. May even be looking at a defense, but now it looks like he's queued back up for more speed.
Wow. Go ahead.
Does end up double kissing that one a little bit. Having back the table, and it's, this one's starting to look pretty open again. Six ball does not find a pocket.
Oh yeah.
Now Lance comes back to the table. Jacked up over the 5, 6 in the way, and 7 blocking the pocket. So not a whole lot of could have went better for Evan on that shot.
Good hit.
Just make a good kick at it. Contacts a rail. Is a whole lot nicer to Evan than Evan was to Lance on the last shot, but now Evan's table's looking pretty good.
Oh. Holy bro.
Bounce out. And probably want that to go a little bit more for a little closer to straight on that 4 ball. See if Evan plays that a little bit more speed and goes down and back up, which he does. Looks like he's going to get pretty good on that 6 ball, but still gets that little bit more angle. So we might see something reasonably close to that same shot. I have to hit a little lower to make sure that he doesn't catch that 15. A little bit more inside, and it'll come right back over for that 3 ball, and doesn't want it to hit. Still comes out okay. Nope. 3 ball finds a home. 8 ball coming up immediately after it. And 8 ball goes in front. Brings that down to a 4-game spot. 4-game lead for Lance, and starting off with 6, the momentum is definitely starting to go towards Evan's way, where we started off with it being a little bit more in Lance's favor.
Alright, let's go.
Hitting that one with a nice open break, and
Thanks.
the advantage for that one goes to Lance as nothing falls into a pocket. This is wide open. Expect good things out of Lance on this one. All he's got to do is just basically keep getting back in the middle of the table, and he'll pretty much have a shot on everything that's out there. Seven probably should lead him right into that 6 ball. 6 will once again get him back out in the middle of the table. And go forward or backward on this. And I actually like the forward on this, just because you don't have to hit it as hard. Let it go ahead and just flow naturally around. A little soft. I'm sure he wanted that to come up a little bit more, but again, still sitting pretty safe. That 3 ball in the corner. Again, that'll just get him anywhere back out in the middle. I needed that to go a hair more, but still, table as open as it is, he's got shots, and he's got shots in a couple of different directions. So nice soft shot on this one. Speed's looking pretty good. I believe he's going to go ahead and take the 5 ball here, and again, just a nice smooth stroke. Didn't have to do anything fancy. Leave a little bit of angle on that 4 ball. Does exactly that.
Right hand and stretch across the
Top inside, go ahead and trail it over to that far right hand rail, and looking pretty good. All right, and doesn't finish that one out. And I'm sure that was as unexpected to the rest of us as it was to him. I believe that's one that he was supposed to be on. Evan looks up table and I figure out what he's gonna do with this, but decides to go ahead and play a little more defense. Helps himself out a little bit, but in the same process, he has left Lance not too difficult of a bank shot. He actually doesn't have to hit that very hard, so he should be able to get shape. As long as he makes the one, he should still be able to get shape on it. Does a great job on that. Leaves himself for that 1 ball down the. It's now our bottom left corner. Nicely done. Lance gets the next game, bringing it back to a 5-game lead, which will pretty much put us about where that spot will be as it moves on, starting with 6, now moving it down to 5. Contract where he wants to be. It's well past the halfway point on this match, 4-9. Last ball rolling, having to find its way in. But 2 ball drops here in the bottom left corner. Leaves Lance again a few open shots. This is not take what you make. This is a open table as long as you make something. Scoreboard up over there, definitely something you don't want to forget. That scoreboard feeds in the live stream, so you're actually seeing what's on there. We leave it up to the players because it has been known to be forgotten about. And it is if you want credit for a game, then you probably want to mark that down. It has cost people a couple of forgotten games before, so we do leave that one out there. Hey, doing a nice job of work around the table again. Travis, they're kind of playing more like ACS rules, to be honest. Only because, I mean, if you think of it like the way tap rules are, and the only change that you've made is that you cannot win or lose on the break, meaning if you make the 8 ball or make the 8 and scratch, that 8 ball is going to spot back up. So we'd think that would be more like how we do ACS rules. And so, just like in that one, luck does not count. That was not the called pocket. Obviously, going up for the top right corner. It finds its way into the side pocket. Looking up table to see if that ball's going to go into that corner, and it's pretty tight up there. Oops. Go ahead and give that one a little tap down table and try to keep Evan's shots in trouble up here. Good shot. It's not defenses don't mean you have to get behind something, it just means you have to get back to the table. For those of you that's been watching for a while, you might see a few mix-ups here whenever it comes to the switching of the cameras. I apologize for that. We actually got a couple of new ones in here and moved a few around. So still trying to figure out which buttons mean what. Actually one that I'm having a little bit of trouble with, so we're down to about 3 on this table right now. We'll get that fixed hopefully by tomorrow. Hopefully even put some labels on here so I'll know what's what. My guessing is obviously not working out very well. Look up here and see what Evan's looking at. It looks like he's looking at that 3 ball, and if he's playing that one, there's a good chance he's going to roll it up to that 4 ball. Wanted that to get behind the edge of it, but still left a really long shot for Lance to come back to the table for. Lance puts it right in the jaws of the pocket. Comes up a little short, and it's got a 3 ball that he can make. It's just whether or not he actually wants to shoot that one and try to get behind something else. Looks a little tough, especially even more so when he's jacked up over that 8 ball. Almost want to think he'd want to go ahead and put that 1 into the 14 and clear that pocket. Evan definitely pulls off some shots that I don't ever look at, so we'll see which way he decides to play this one. Going back to looking at that 3 ball. Really tough being jacked up like he is, but I feel like a trooper comes a couple rails and a nice little roll back over on that 4 ball. It can get him back over to the other side of the table, but with that 1 ball rolling down, don't know that that 5 ball has room. The orange 5 ball over on the right hand side, I don't know that that has room to pass down into that corner, so bit of work to be done. As he tries, that was a really good try to play that one as a carom and clear that pocket, but didn't work out, and cue ball finds its way up into that top right corner. Now Lance coming back to the table and with a really good opportunity here, and as soon as he selects a pocket for that 11 ball, I don't know if it goes into that top right corner, but it definitely goes into the side pocket. That angle, it's a little bit more difficult, but nothing too terrible. And if he's taking the cue ball up there, then I would hazard to guess that 11 does clear. Hey, I'm looking at through the window out here, and that 11 does not look like it goes into top right corner pocket. There's an awful lot of that 8 ball on the edge, so maybe he's going to try to get below it. See how he comes off of this 14. Going to take a second look over there at that 11 about how he can get behind it. So if he just tries to get it to roll back down that bottom rail, he's got a couple of pockets for options. decide to look at it, so he must feel like it does go into that corner. Decide just to play a defense. That's a great shot. That's really well thought out. He might be able to see a piece of that one ball, but finding a home for that one ball from there is not going to be an easy task. Nice, nice thought by Evan. I believe he wanted that cue ball to stay down a little bit more. Couldn't have got it down too much more because then it opens up at 14. But it looks like he's got a cut on the 11. Let's have to let that cue ball go a little bit in order to do that, or just take it and put it down on the bottom rail and. It looks like he's going to go ahead and go for the cut on this one, let that cue ball go.
If I play the count, that 11 ball's coming down here. It's on the 11.
Does a great job, and all he wants to do is just come out a little clean, and does exactly that. A little touch on that edge of that 14 so it can run back up and not die on that bottom rail. There's a little bit, but I believe he still left himself okay, and a little bit of a small cut on that in the bottom left corner. Should be sitting pretty good. Now moves that one up one more game.
It's easy for you.
No, you cut
Pretty commanding lead. And even we were talking before this match started, and Evan said on the way here that he had to make sure he stopped by the ATM because he felt like he was donating on this one. So apparently Evan's feeling the Christmas spirit because this is a very large spot. Now we've seen him come from behind more than a few occasions, so stick around and not counting this one until that last ball drops, but pretty decent break by Lance on that one as he did get that cue ball back in the middle of the table. Reasonably open. There's a tiny bit of trouble. One of them looks like he's going to go ahead and deal with now. 6 and the 9 sitting over there. Solid green and the striped yellow. Travis, you hear Ben? You might want to look around your house because he's not here. Let's go ahead and take those stripes out here and leave. The next shot's going to be that 10 ball. You may decide to go ahead and go back down table and start working the other end and wait for something to help bang back up to this 10 ball. Have himself a nice side pocket shot on this. That's the 11 ball sitting out there. Couple little issues he's got to work with. One he's taking care of now as well, which is at 13. I believe that's going to go ahead and find its way up to this bottom right corner. He may even have a little bit of angle to go ahead and bump that 9 ball, and he had made that shot, I believe he would have been out. A little bit short on that one. And Evan now coming back to the table. Pretty open as that one ball. Easily passing that side pocket. And not too much trouble other than, a little bit of fun getting on the 4. It's up in that very top, sitting on the short rail. He's going to go ahead and might go ahead and take care of that now and just roll that forward. It's just that. I believe he's already dealt with the last of anything difficult that he has left, so he just has to connect the dots and get out. Long straight shot on the 7 ball, and always hard to tell if he's going to hit this pocket speed or 100 miles an hour. Your guess is as good as mine. He's trying to make sure that he can get a shot on that 6. And it looks like you just want to roll that up just a little bit. Still leave an angle. That 6. Did he come up short? No, he hits that really good. Bumps the 9 ball out of the way. 6 ball sitting right there waiting, and see this one come right on out and across table a little bit. Just grabs that extension. Just a little bit past the halfway point, and possible all 3 of these could be finding that same pocket. Nicely done. He can actually go either way, and see if he uses for that 8 ball to go into the side pocket, if he goes ahead and draws it back and in his own little game of last pocket. Nicely done as he brings that one 10-5. Still 5-game lead for Lance on this one. Time is running out. 5-game lead and 5 games to go. So Evan has definitely got his work cut out for him as he has this entire game and or entire match. Excuse me. Take a real quick break and be back in just a moment. Actually, while I'm doing that, we'll go ahead and throw this up here and remind everybody that all of the donations that we get from now until Christmas are going to be given over to Lions Club. They're doing a toy drive and looking for everything from assistance up there to donations. Most of ours will be in the form, obviously, of money, but as somebody else had asked, we can also take like any of the new unwrapped toys, since the drive is going to Toys for Tots. One way or another, we'll make sure that it gets over to them. It's probably going to be a couple of different times, because we'll probably get anything over to them a few days early before Christmas, and then whatever's left over at the end of it, then we'll just make sure that we get that over to them as well. So anything that you give is obviously going to be able to help out, and really appreciate what anybody can do. Again, we'll be back in just a moment.
That ball, listen to him.
I'm trained.
I know, bro. That motherfucker looks real.
You can do it, I can do it.
Evan comes back to the table after that little break with a little bit more fire. Wins that one to up in a 4-game spring now at 10-6. Back up swing again and another break and see if he can close that up a little bit more. Another break and run possibly, and let's make the first ball. Pretty open table. Not want that 3 to get in the way if he wanted those stripes. I believe that's what he was going to be looking at, but odds aren't too bad either. Let's get a shot on one of them. Table and see. Left himself a lot, but maybe a cut on that 4 ball. Second look at it. I'm decided to go ahead and use those strikes, one of which I believe is going to be an issue after that, and might have caused a little bit more trouble. Is that 9 ball looks like the edge of it may be blocked by that 10. We'll find out in just a moment if he's going, he can slide that one by and go ahead and go for the bank shot on this. So it looks like he's gotten everything either a little blocked or a little bit out of line. Even though he's kind of cleared everything out. Just a little short on that bank shot. Time for Lance once again to get to work. Looking to see if he's got a triple combo over there with that 5 and 1 into the 3. Definitely not a give me shot. I think I'd want to clear that 3 ball out first and get that 1 ball to go in clean. Back to that bank with a little bit of a kick into it as well. And we'll take a look down the table and see if he plays that one straight and plays that 1 ball into the rail into the 3. So he decided to go ahead and try to cut it. Cuts it a little bit. I'm still in a little bit of trouble, but now he may not have a opportunity to deal with that trouble with.
Iron my
Like everything that's got a pocket now and a connector to get to it. Rolls that one in. Gives himself a little bit of an angle on that 11 ball. Getting back up table, and now he has caused a little bit of problems with that 12 ball. Look, seeing which direction that one will go to. I think it may actually clear into this corner. I just have to play it off the ball, and he may go ahead and play this one off. Makes that one, clears that pocket out completely. That cue ball to come back out. Like that top left corner up there. Gonna be his next shot. If he makes that 9, he'll have a way to be able to get back down with that 12 ball. Nine ball being this yellow stripe that you see down here towards the bottom. Makes himself a nice angle to get down, back down below that 12. Have to go ahead and try to shoot that one into that bottom corner. Probably not a bad call. It looks like you got an angle on it. It does look like it'll clear, but it is close. A whole lot of give in these pockets. They are just a standard 4.5 Pro Cut pockets. You don't get a lot of room for error. Whoever cuts it just a hair lands back to the table. I'm going to go ahead and take out that 4 ball. Always got that 6 up here to help him out if he gets a little bit out of line, but still sitting on a pretty good line. I don't want to take that 6 now. I believe he could have played that 1 ball and used that one to get back down on the 3, 3 being the ball to get out on. But I'm a lot further away from the table than he is, so I'll let him make the calls on what he likes. Down a little bit, getting behind that 3 ball. I have to do a little work on this 5 ball to make sure he gets himself back over into position and just put a little bit more stroke than I'm sure what he was hoping. It looks like he's lining up the combo though. It's not a gimme, but at least if he shoots this one, he can just kind of draw it back a little bit and leave a little tougher shot for Evan to come back with. Ends up getting that 3 ball in the way. Ends up being a pretty good shot there. Of course, that 1 ball looks like it may have rolled back down the way of that 3. We'll take a look in a moment. Fix that up table. Lance has a really good opportunity here. 5 balls. It just drift right back across after the 5 ball. Possible 3 ball shot into the side pocket. Leave him a little bit of an angle on the 1 ball, but very makeable. Not overly ecstatic about the lead that he's got there, but this is pretty makeable. He hasn't been shooting bad. A tiny bit more cut, and we know that cue ball's going to want to drift down a little on the straight side, but got that 1 ball off that side rail a little ways, so I believe he'd be okay. He's rare enough to put a little bit bigger stroke on that one. I have to go ahead and start looking at that one ball instead.
That's fuck that. Anyway.
A little hide and seek and not get it far enough up.
So
It looks like
I just can't
Evan has
play.
got his shot on
I was
table.
the same way, bro. I'm the same way, bro. Hit it towards the pocket.
Nice little bounce on that one, and he's going to end up with a bank shot, but still has a shot. How's it going, Spencer? Glad you could join us. And Brian, it looks like it's running pretty good on this side. Let me check a couple of things real quick. Let's see. I don't see any trouble on this side whenever it comes to the audio. If anybody else can take a quick opportunity and let me know if you're having any trouble with audio or how loud it is here. All the volumes look like they're doing what they're supposed to, but that doesn't always tell us 100%. I know it looks like somebody's having a little bit of trouble here. But... All right, let me see if I can bounce it up a little bit here. And we'll test this one out a couple of times. So it looks like it might be about the same as what it was. So, all right, test. Okay, that's a little bit louder. Hopefully, I mean that actually gets me up into the red. So you have to let me know if that's too loud, if it's starting to get like that reverb in it, or if this is starting to sound a little bit better. All right, Lance taking a long shot at that one ball up table. I believe might try to play it, but he can kind of get a little bit safe as he leaves it a very long distance. But one thing you do have to remember is that with a lot of ring game play and spot shots, or once again start to play a little bit into Evan's strong suit, see how he's able to do this one. Doesn't always make it, but I'd say better than half the time. Cuts that one right on in and shows why that's the strong suit. And moves that one to 10-7.
I didn't know.
Little kids cheering.
I believe you.
Figure out on this the regular bank, I'll leave it.
Can't do things exactly like the Moscone Cup.
Close the gap, man.
Again, 10-7, 3-game leads. This is about as close as Evan's been so far.
No.
Since we've come back from the break, he's definitely been on a little bit of a storm here, trying to get some of these games back.
Oh, always falls in late. No, not to.
Nice open break on that one. Just does not pocket anything as Lance comes back to the table. Pretty open here. So again, I'll say the phrase before and we'll say it again, that just connect the dots. Pretty much all he's got to do. And everything is pretty open. Lance is looking pretty good here. Can't tell if he's got a shot on that 3, but I think he's looking at the right shot here with that 7 ball. Just kind of start concentrating on the middle parts and not the edges, and kind of jumps down one, strokes that one a little bit, and or hits it a bit.
One of my strikes.
Evan coming back to the table, and this one's pretty open as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little uncharacteristic miss in that side pocket, Evan there, and now leaves Lance with a really good opportunity. Now wants that to slow down a bit or speed up, one of the two. Just don't sit in the middle. It's looking down table at that 4 ball and just bounce it off the bottom rail and come back up. Catches at 15. Still comes out somewhat all right. He does have a shot for that 7 ball over here in the corner. And a little bit low, and he should be able to line himself on 3 ball back in that same corner. Even center ball doesn't really have to be low. He's definitely jacking up and trying to get pretty far down. I mean, you don't want it to get too close to that side pocket or stay on that rail. It's a nice smooth stroke and sitting pretty good for this game. One more ball to go. With that one more game. 7-11, 4-game lead, 4 games to go. And still sitting in the driver's seat as he's been pretty much the whole match, but as you can tell, that spot keeps reducing by 1, so does have to be careful about running out of time. I want to remind you that after this match, we'll take a little bit of a break so I can change a couple of things around. We're going to move over to the 7-foot table. And that one's going to be Mr. Ross Highsmith. First time coming and playing on the stream over here. And Mr. Will, or Salsa, has been here a couple of times. So not exactly a rookie over here. They're going to be playing even up in a couple of different races in both 8 and 9 ball on that 7-foot. So hopefully everybody is able to join us back for that one. Trying to pack in a full day here.
Oh, listen to me.
Lance with doing the same as what Evan did. A nice break, but left that a little bit on the open side and did not make a ball. Evans decided to go ahead and play that one aside, which leaves him a whole lot to work with up at the top of the table. And just like that, he's should be sitting pretty good for not only the 3 balls up here, but also 14 to help him get down table and finish those off. So as long as he gets right position going down table, shouldn't see too much trouble. Like he might be gearing up to go down table a little bit on this one, as he does, and he actually gets a pretty good angle to get on that 9 ball into that corner pocket as well. So that was the only trouble he was having. He's decided to go ahead and go up tables. There's something about that that he may or may not like, and feels he can get just a little bit better position, maybe a little bit straighter. It looks like he does just that, and he's actually even got a little bit of a helper, because now even if he was to bump the 6 after contact, he'll actually still push it in the direction to get behind that 9 ball. Doesn't need it. Running out on this rack. I'm pretty strong at it. Doesn't quite catch that one the way that he wanted to, and leaves himself a long shot back up and over a ball. Let's see if he decides to bend around it. It looks like he's going to go ahead and go for a different cue. So with a full length jump, never mind, decides to go ahead and break that one down. Look at it one more time. Nicely done. Leaves himself a little bit long on the 8 ball, but still very makeable and still out in the open. So all that is a successful shot.
We'll cue this one.
Yeah, I'm about to say you might want to have a
He might be. I didn't think he was behind the 7, but apparently he is, and catches that 7 ball. Now Lance comes back to the table with a nothing but his. Oh, they must have turned. I'm actually glad you told me that, Travis. They must have turned the volume up a little bit. I have to see if we can fix that a little bit before Facebook gets us shut down. And it looks like Lance got a little bit of a lucky roll on that one. It does leave that 3 ball in the way of that 8, but that jump cue will come back out as we would expect.
I mean,
Alrighty. Good job on the hit on that one. Josh, yeah, we have to like set some filters. I mean, we still want to be able to hear what's going on in there, but as the volume changes on the radio in there, it can cause problems. So if you just hear it a little bit in and out, it's not really that big of a deal. But when you can actually make out like sections of song and lyrics, that's when it is a problem, and that's when we do have a tendency to get shut down. It happens all the time. Definitely not something that Lance wanted to have happen on that. Having come back to the table with a surefire way to make an 8 ball is give him a ball in hand with the only thing he needs to get is that 8 ball. Mr. Leon Stemple, thank you for joining us again. It's always a pleasure, and thank you for those stars. So you of all people know where that's going to, and a great job.
I'll see how you scratch. Last ball.
I've been looking pretty strong on this one. Does have a little bit of issues with that 8 ball sitting. That 10 may be in a little bit of trouble until that. So it's going to push that one out. Blows a whole bunch of stuff open.
Oh, right there.
Great job on that. All right, special guest host that we got joining us over here, Mr. Izzy Molina, the professional himself.
Hello, hello.
Nobody knows this game better than you do, even if they are playing on the 9-foot.
Yeah,
We know your specialty.
I know how to scratch very well.
Seen a few of those today. So it's actually a 3-game difference between the two, but again, this is tough for Evan because it's not a long race for a 6-game spot. So he's been struggling a little bit, and also he's not a huge fan of 8-ball in general. So he definitely gave up a lot on this one. And Lance has made a couple errors here and there, but not played too bad. For those of you out there that know Mr. Izzy over here, it's actually not his first time being on the live stream, but it is the first time being behind this wall and being over here in the booth with us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good to have you.
Thank you. You know, I was actually talking to Danny last night about 8-ball on a 9-foot table. He says that it's actually easier on a 9-foot table to play 8-ball because everything is more spread out compared to a 7-foot table because everything's kind of clustered.
I've actually always said, because I prefer 9 and 10 ball to be on a 9-foot table and 8-ball to be on a 7-foot table. The main reason for that is because I have a tendency to hit things a little bit softer.
Yeah.
And because of that, you know, we tend to have a little bit more control that way. You take somebody, you know, a really good shot maker, for example, both Lance and Evan are both shot makers. So you throw them on a bigger table, that distance just doesn't mean as much to them as it does some of us.
Yeah, my eyes, they're pretty bad. I prefer a 7-foot table. myself.
Almost comes away with that hit, but Lance did a good job of kind of locking him up behind that 3 ball over there. Lance coming back to the table reasonably up. He's got a little work to do on that 3 ball, and if it does pass in that corner, he'll be sitting pretty good. Or you can just stick it behind the 8 ball again. Doesn't have to make anything. It worked last time.
That's probably the ideal shot. Get that 3 ball out of there now, and have him kick at the 15 ball, and hope for a ball in hand.
He's gonna go for. Looks like he's gonna try for the breakout. If he's lining up to go straight into it. I'm not sure that I'd want to do the breakout on this one. Does a good job at it. Sure, he'd like that to be left a little more. I think he could have locked it on top because that 7 ball's blocking like what sort of that straight in kick at the 15, but this one he should be sitting pretty good.
Yes, I would play a safe. It's just too tough of a shot. You have to play position to get on this. You have to pocket the 3 plus get position on the 7. I feel safer, just a little safety. Leave the cue ball right behind the 8 and have Evan have to kick at the 15 ball. It's just too much. That's what I would have done.
Did go ahead and leave it behind 7 again, but now Evan can kick behind it, I believe, and still it's going to go the same direction, but it ends up a little bit higher, and he's got a little bit more room, so you can kick straight into it this time. Still catches both sides of it, and scratch isn't going to matter if it does go in there. But now that 3 ball's way down table.
It is.
So if he leaves a little bit of an angle, doesn't want to get wild on the shot.
Yeah, you have to.
Let's go ahead and elect to take that 7 and a big draw to get back down to that 3. Keep worried of getting a little bit out of control. Leaving a touch of angle with that 7 ball sitting just off the edge of it. But this is
tough.
one that now you could easily draw this right back into that top right corner pocket. Leaves a big angle on it. Be a little careful.
Yeah, this is a tough shot because you have to hold it there
Or go up and down. And I believe he's gonna have to go up and down.
but it could have bumped the 15. That's a tough shot.
Well, but he see how well he played it, considering that he's definitely left a makeable angle there.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
really.
On can come back 2 rails and get behind the 8, or that's the right shot.
Considering where the 8 ball's sitting, he probably doesn't even care where the cue ball ends up, as long as it just stays out the middle somewhere and stays off the rail.
Oh,
I guess Lance had him set up and we just didn't see it.
Lance is better than I thought.
Oh man, the guy just got here and y'all are already harassing him. Get him, Dorothy.
Dorothy, how are you doing? Hey, Travis.
All right, 3 games from being there. Go on a little. I actually thought it was kind of funny, understandable of why they had to put like some of the different soundtracks and things like that into the Muscovy Cup. I don't know if there's any part of that or not, but
No, I didn't
they had a
know.
little crowd noise back here, a little cheering at the end of the game,
Nice.
trying to create some kind of electricity, some kind of excitement into
Yeah.
it. But apparently, from the looks of it at the very beginning on day 1, from the looks of the players, they could actually the players could actually hear like the cheering going on, because as soon as they played it the very first time, you can see the players' expression just kind of change and start laughing a little. And
Good vibes.
yeah.
I'm doing the best I can, Dorothy.
It's back up and break. Only 3 games from getting this one done. Evan needs 7, so 4-game difference. Promise you that Evan both wants and needs this game.
Perfect.
And reasonably open table. Right now, I could clear out one of the problems, which is that 6 and 12 that's down here. You can combo that in and still call the stripe. Everything but the 8-ball is legal.
Are they playing BCA rules?
Basically, it's more like ACS rules. Because the only thing that changes it from what our typical tap rules would be is that you can't win or lose on the 8-ball. So if they were to make and scratch on the 8-ball at the beginning, it would spot back up, but you do have to take the cue ball back in the kitchen. I think 8-ball, you can take it anywhere.
So after the break, as long as a ball is pocketed, it's open table?
It's open table, yes.
Can they call safe and pocket a ball and get rid of their shot then?
Yes.
Okay.
Unlike what we would call typical in 10-ball. Some people think 10-ball can be a few different ways. We see a whole lot of ways here. I don't think there's anything we can say standard. For 9-ball, I think it's a little closer to standardized rules. 8-ball, I think, is locked down even a little bit more once you've decided like which league rules you're going to play with.
I like the 10-ball rules where you have to call your pocket, and I like that. Especially when I play Ben Halsey or Nate Capo or any of those guys that just like to ride the 9. Oh, let's not forget Brandon Johnson. I hope you're watching and listening. But it's always fun. I don't make them in the wrong pocket. I don't make them in no pockets.
I do like to see, or I do hate it whenever you see somebody just slamming the ball and it finds its way into a pocket. I know that's part, you can kind of create some of your own luck on that, but
Yeah.
luck nonetheless. And I mean, I guess that's, saying that, if I called a corner and it went 15 rails and ended up back into that corner, even though I missed the shot, there's obviously a lot of luck involved in that one. But
And in all honesty, I don't even like the win, like make the 9 on the break and win if you're playing 9-ball. I don't really like that. It would suck to be on the hill and then you lose to a 9-ball break.
And have been on both sides of that coin myself. So love it when it happens for you. And then, well, there's the other.
But 1 by 2, that's something good to do on a short race.
Mm-hmm.
Say you're playing a race to 5 or 7, you have to win by 2, so you don't lose that way.
I'm actually surprised
like
we
that.
don't see more of that.
I like that.
A lot of times I wish that players would call it. We have had games that have been heavily extended because they decided at the end that they wanted to do a win by 2 or win by 3. And the problem is there are still people that's watching and it's betting on it. This isn't, you're not really at a full hall where it's just the two of you. There is, other people that's watching, and I know that it's players' money, but it's not just about the players whenever it's going through a live stream situation.
Yeah.
They kind of have to think a little bit about everything. Okay, this is 600 in the middle or 300 a man on this one. So not anything huge. I don't think Evan would give up that big of a spot with a large amount of money on it, but
Yeah, so he's got to take this 5 now, I would think, because even if he pockets, is that the 7-ball there?
yes,
He has no shot on the 5 or the 1.
I agree.
So the 5-ball is the right shot.
Does it look like? Let's see if I can peek over here and see. 1 looks like it actually might go by that 8-ball. We look through the window over here, but it's tight. But he does need to do something with that.
Yeah.
On the 6 to your point.
Yeah. Well, he has to cut that 5 in, and he's going for the 7.
I don't know where it's.
I don't know what's next. Well, that worked out very well.
Houdini.
Great
1
shot.
ball. Yeah, that was a really good shot. And I'll be 100% honest, I did not see that shot.
Well, and I I'm gonna guess that he had all intentions of getting back down to that side of the table and just wanted to take the roll where it would lie from there. But now he can actually play the 5, even leave it up a little bit high on the 6. That's a straight in, which I think that one ball does slide by that 8. He's probably already taken a look at it. He's decided to go ahead and drag that one over. So it is a good thing he left it a little high. Open up his options here. Come down a little, and that's not bad.
Got a shot at it.
Better take advantage of it while he's got it. Don't want to give up this kind of a lead. Uh-oh. I was disappointed in that shot there, but that's understandable. He should have got out on this one. He's yelling at the glass. I would be too.
He's probably like, I was playing good until Izzy got here.
Right? See a little bit better.
In a pocket that's in the corner, or are you going
Yeah,
to the
he's definitely
side?
going in the corner on the side on this one. He can leave it pretty much anywhere on the table. He's gonna have a shot on most locations. Move this one forward and get on that 1. Gonna draw it over for the 11.
I would think he'd draw it back. He has a lot better stroke than I do.
Yeah, he does put a lot on a ball, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Great job there.
he's in tune again.
I just noticed that one. I don't know why I was thinking he was going down there. I'm too used to seeing him play rotation game.
Very close game now.
Tightened up quick. When it comes to little mistakes like that, Lance is 3 long games away. He might have stepped out real quick. Right while he runs, I believe he just ran to the restroom. I'm sure everybody wanted to know that. We'll be back in just a moment. Alright, so since the players are back, I guess we'll get back to work too. Alright, so we got one little problem on the table, and that's that 11 ball that's sitting by the 7. One right there, close to where Evan is. It's kind of jammed up right now. Everything else doesn't look too bad. I think he's going to save it for that pink strike 12. Maybe use that one to get back up to it. It's not going to be an easy shot to both bump it and be able to guarantee a shot on it. So he's hopefully working on a little bit of luck here. See if he goes ahead and tries to run into it off the one rail, coming back down. If anything, he should.
Oh,
It sends it a little bit long, and what's even worse is making that ball in the corner, because that's the one he wanted to stay up.
yeah, you can use that for a possible breakout.
Mm-hmm. He didn't leave necessarily any give me, so about the only straight in shot that Lance has got is an 8-ball on the side. I don't think he wants to take that one. The 3-ball down here in this bottom left corner is probably going to be the next one.
Very nice.
Very good shot.
Yeah, I would stay clear from that. Is that the 7-ball? Next to his strike there? Yeah, I would definitely stay clear from that.
Well, and if he can just stay below it, then he can, because those two they look like they're locked onto each other. There's a great safety opportunity if he can stay behind it when he's ready to do something about that. Just running the 7 with center ball, that 15 will just kind of come up and come up table. You have to make sure it catches a rail, but that cue ball will stay locked right on that 7-ball and make it very difficult to kick at something. But we'll see if he's able to. You absolutely want to be as straight as possible behind that 7 to do that. You can do it at any time. He would have been sitting pretty good from right there, which he still is. I think Evan's going to be able to touch the 10, yeah, blue 10 down here on this bottom rail and make it. Did miss the breakout and scratched. So a whole lot went wrong on that one. This is Mr. Davis's decision time. Feels like he can break that out and run it out, and he'll do it. Otherwise, I'd almost want to play safe right now.
Yeah,
I knew what we were talking about, but
I think I would pocket a couple balls and play duck, duck, goose. No, I wouldn't really want to do that yet. It's just too many balls. But
I guess it depends on the comfort level of how you've been shooting as to whether or not you feel like you can run the table if it was open. If you don't, then yeah, safe is definitely your option.
I mean, Lance is on 12. He knows if he wins this, he needs 2 games, and Evan will know that, and it'll just put a lot more pressure on Evan. This game is really crucial.
We don't see him fall for pressure too much, though. It almost
Well, he hasn't lost yet here, has he?
He did once. Actually, I think he might have lost 2, but that's 2 out of 1.
Yeah.
But he's I'm sure he doesn't mind those couple of losses. Well, I think we're just gonna go ahead and see him just bump this one in.
Yeah. See, I would call safe and pocket the 6. That's what I would like that, and leave the cue ball behind the 7, obviously.
The only thing I don't like about doing that is that means he has to play the defense on the next one, and you're making the assumption that Evan is not going to make the kick.
That's good.
That's probably even better there, because now he does have that.
So I guess he did
safety there.
probably called a save.
Mm-hmm.
See, Evan, I don't even know if I would even want to kick at it, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like I would almost give Lance ball in hand, because if he can't make that 7 with ball in hand, yeah.
Go ahead and make the
See,
6 ball.
that's what I've done. And now Lance has no other ball other than 7 ball to shoot at.
And if he knows this safety, and if that is straight in and not straight into that corner pocket, and does not look like it is, just set it right behind it. Just a center ball. It's actually once you practice it once or twice, it's actually a very simple safety.
I don't know, is it?
Or he can hit it to the side and sort of trail the
Yeah.
cue and 7 ball to that rail. I think that's actually a little bit tougher. But it does not look like that 11 goes in the pocket. It does look like that's what he's planning on doing. We'll see. The only danger about hitting this as an angle is also becomes a throw shot, and it could actually pull that 11 into that corner pocket. That's the last thing you want to do, and I like the way he's lining this up. I think I'd give it a touch more distance, just so he can kind of pop that 11 to the top rail a little easier.
Yeah, well, the thing with that is if he puts that 11 ball too close to that pocket, Evan will be able to kick at it.
Well, and that's why you want to touch it a little bit more so that it goes to the top rail, you make the contact with the rail, and then come back out about a diamond.
Let's go.
So that even if he's kicking at it on the short side of that pocket. Looks like he's not sure about that shot. And
Yeah,
it may be something he doesn't practice a lot. He just happens to know. He hit it a little too hard. As long as it doesn't roll out.
Oh.
Yeah, he
I
can.
might have
I think he can see it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the biggest thing that happened on that one is he actually caught the cue ball with a little bit of draw. And when that happened, not only did it draw the cue ball, separating it out, it actually put a little bit of top on it, 7 ball, rolling it forward. So, little change on the stroke for next time. But otherwise, Evan's gonna reap the rewards of a good played 6 ball there a few minutes ago. And 12 to 10.
Yeah, man.
2 games
Oh,
different.
man,
It's getting on the wire now.
Like that? You
It
like
is.
that major ball, bro?
So that's definitely the one that Evan needed and Lance didn't want him to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. They're still talking about it. I would still be talking. I don't know. I would have to see it on the table, but I kind of feel like I would have put maybe the cue ball at a little angle so when I hit it, it's hard to say.
Yeah, and, well, after many times, it's worked for me a few times. Matter of fact, even my wife was playing
caught on the 8, right?
the Track Cups. I believe it was the last time they played it, and she got down to, she was on the hill. That was an option that she had, and whenever they were going to give her a code, she was like, "Nope, got this one." Nails that one absolutely perfect. He's locked on the cue ball, ends up winning the, or at least it locked on the output ball. Ends up winning the game pretty easily after that. And it just, because I mean, now she's at the table, 2 balls out. It's kind of one of those that as soon as your opponent sees it the first time, they'll learn it before it comes up again.
Oh yeah.
3 or 4 times hitting it, and you've kind of become almost a pro at it. You can actually even if they had a small amount of distance, you can put a little bit of top English or roll it right back up on top of it. As long as it's not too far apart. Always a pretty easy option. And I probably should have been that about 15 years ago, and I've never forgotten that shot. Big stroke on that.
That was
one.
nice.
That was well done.
Is that which is that the 14? The little troubled ball there.
Over by him.
The 2 and the 5. Yeah, the 14.
Over there, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. A little short on that one now. Evan's not coming back to the table with an easy out here. Got a 3 ball. That'll get him on the 7. 2's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
4's all the way up table. 6 is in a little bit of trouble. So
Yeah.
he's got some work to do.
Yeah, 6 only goes on the other pocket there. That 10's in the way. It won't slide down there, I don't think. Oh, there he goes. He got to it.
Might have taken care of one of the issues.
Yeah, he'll probably pocket the 5 first and then just draw it back a little bit to get that 6.
And that's the 4 ball here, the pink one. 5 ball is actually down there by 14 you were talking about a moment ago.
Yeah.
So that's he pockets this. That's the last issue he's got to deal with, is that 2 and 5 down by the 14. Nicely done.
He hit it pretty straight.
Shocker. Now one will get him on that 7 ball. 9 ball shoots that one in.
Ooh.
Lance might be able to get on that 14 where it's
I
sitting.
mean, do you take that ball now? Say, I don't know if he can see it.
Well, there again, it kind of becomes, not able to get on that side, but kind of goes back to that same thing we were talking about before. It's you can't clear that ball until you've decided that you're comfortable with getting
Yeah.
out.
I agree.
And
That's
Lance has
where
listed. He's missed a few to the point that it just depends on where that confidence level is in comparison to how he feels about the way that he's shooting. He doesn't have a lot of table time on these tables, although he's been out here a couple of times. I think he's only shot 1 singles match and a couple of Scotch doubles matches out here, but never gone against somebody that's as strong of a shooter as what Evan is.
that's why I lose a lot of these 8-ball games, because I really don't know the game 100%. Because I try to break out balls and then it doesn't work, and then I just open up the table. So yes, they beat me, but it's kind of like I beat myself, because if I would have never broke those balls out, chances are they would have never got on it. And Lance played that, by leaving that 14, he did it smart, because he doesn't run the rest out. Now he just opened up his 5 ball and his 2 ball, and Evan gets another win, which just closes that gap even closer.
When sometimes you can even hit it and get it closer to the pocket, but again, depending on the person you're playing, do they know how to run a ball in behind another one? Do they know some of the different tricks that you would know?
Yeah, usually when you do that, you have to hit more top spin. That way, when it makes contact, it kind of just follows through.
Ooh. When it gets back into that one stroke and almost ends up with pretty bad luck up in that top corner. 8 ball headed straight that way.
See, Evan can play. He can play really good safety here. Throw that cue ball behind the 14 to where he has to hit that 14, because he won't be able to hit the 9. And I think that's what he's going to do. That's like the smartest play that I see anyway.
It's that one
Yeah,
pretty hard.
exact. I mean,
no, it got on that bottom rail. That's a great shot.
Yeah. That's
I think he left it open up the table though.
Can he see the 9?
You can see the 12 up there. 12 out here in the middle. He doesn't have to play that 14. He actually could play into the 14 and send that 5 ball up just a little bit, but still leave both of them on the rail, leaving his on the outside.
Yeah, I would leave that 14 there. I wouldn't touch that ball.
I mean, at some point in time, he's still got to be able to get down to it. Now, one thing that does fall into his favor is he could wait a little bit, because that 8 ball is so close to that corner pocket now. He just has to get past halfway.
Pretty good.
What? Uh-oh.
Well done.
Well,
Did you call it? Oh, we didn't call it. All right, maybe on the next. There's a breakout shot. See some speed come off of this one. Well, of course he hits it slow, just because I said it was going to be hard.
Going for the high special.
yeah, I really don't know if he wanted to make that ball or not. I really don't. There's no telling with him.
With the 7 where it's sitting, though, I think it actually kind of put him back in the driver's seat on this one, because even though he has 2 balls that's kind of jammed up over there, he has a gimme.
Yeah, I mean, Lance can pocket the 9, but where's that 14 going? And Evan knows it's not going anywhere.
And
I
he
don't
can't bank it now, so. He's trying to bump it.
Oh, that would have been nice. Uh-oh.
Well played.
Well, see, now he didn't call save, I'm sure. So now he has to hit this 14. That's what I don't like. That's why I wouldn't have made the 9. Because you didn't have a pocket for the 14.
And Evan giving him a little coach there.
I mean,
Wow, this is. I mean,
It's-
do you
it's
jump
brutal.
to real kick? I mean, this is something. And it looks like you can see an edge of it, but it's going to clear that ball out of there. So. Look at that 2
Hitting
ball.
the 2. Yeah, it's well, he will definitely get the 5 out of there first.
Like it.
Oh, chooses not to.
Probably too close for comfort.
You can go ahead and run into the, use the 2, take the cue ball into the 14, and then go back to the 7 and across. He's just going to create himself a little bit of room here. Oops.
It worked. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I think I would take the 7 first. Did he just get that extension? I've never seen him using that.
He's had it for probably, I'd say a couple of months, maybe. Too long, but he's had it for a little bit. Oh, coming up high. Now, got a bit of a tester here.
That's right.
Yeah. Does he pocket it in the bottom left corner? Or does he try to cut it in the side? I don't
think he cut it inside. A little bit of top English and maybe drive it to the corner, or just try to get that cue ball on the bottom rail and just make it back into the top left corner. I don't think you'd want to make it that much, but if he can get the cue ball on the bottom rail, he at least makes it difficult. He sure looks like he's cutting something. As Evan has obviously been on his phone over here. John McClellan, thank you very much for those stars. Appreciate that. Glad to have you watch and stream again. All right, let's see if this worked out.
Yeah, John, me and you are going to have to match up soon. I like a safety here.
Yeah, send it up there.
Or just barely hit the 14 and leave the cue ball right behind it.
I think that one's really difficult and it leaves a very makeable kick. He cuts the, if you touch the side of the 14, sends the cue ball some distance up there and tries to keep that 14 in the way. I know I'm asking an awful lot, but I think you can get a lot of distance on that cue ball up table and make that a very difficult cut if he was decided to try to go for that. He likes your idea.
Yeah, I like that.
See what he thinks about it. And Evan doesn't really have to
He'll
do
play
anything except just leave it on the bottom rail.
Yeah, he'll play another safety.
See, now made it a little tougher because you can only see one side of that 14.
Yeah, he'll have to, I think, kick off. Yeah, he'll have to use the rail first and kick off the rail.
That point, it's gonna say, well, I'm really gonna make it or
Stop
not.
at about this point? Jeez. Oh my god. Look at this, look at this.
Oh man, and he got a safe. Oh my god.
Look at all the action.
I don't know what to say about this other than wow. Unreal.
The fly ball moves.
Wait, Lance can't catch a break now. Oh, hit
That was a
fly
bad
ball
hit.
first.
Yeah, John, we'll play some. I actually might go ahead and go up to.
A 7?
I'm good.
No, you're not good.
I actually might end up going to a 7. To Mikey's place tonight and go and play in that tournament. It's just fun. No money to be made there, but it's fun.
One game difference.
Yeah, the big difference. So when I seen this, when I first started watching this earlier, I believe it was 10 to 2 or 3 at some
I believe
point.
it was sitting around 10-3, 10-4.
Yeah, and that was a little less than an hour ago. Things change quickly.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Well,
Didn't expect it to be any different, but there's still some time both directions here.
these balls are round, so they will roll any way they want. Brandon must have heard me say something on him because he called me. He must have heard watching the live stream.
All right, which one do you like? That's just solid.
I think I like solids.
I do too. Yeah, both of them are pretty open. They don't have trouble on either side. He doesn't want to bump anything in the process.
Yeah. You got to take the one now.
And
You have no choice.
came up a little rough on that one. I think he would like to have gone pretty much about any other direction.
But he's got, as long as he pockets his ball, he's got the 3, the 5, the 2. Anywhere he lands over there, he can see what's suitable for him. They're gonna bump that ball. Oh, good shot.
That was well done. And a few different options. I think this one's still the 3 ball though, so you can start working down the table.
Yeah, well, that 6 ball there, I feel like you need to use that 5 to get on that 6.
4.
Is that a 4 there?
The pink one here.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You have to use the 4 to get on the 6. Yeah.
Because he can actually straighten up with this one and leave that as close to straight as possible to get on the 4. Good job at that. And then, to your point, go ahead and play the 5 here, roll it up a little bit.
Yeah, and you can pocket the 6 and stop it and get the 7. And he's going a different route. Let's see.
Roll it forward and go for the 7 next. Oh, rattles that one. With a scratch. Leaves Evan some open opportunities. Big stretch over here. One for that 2 ball, I'd call it almost automatic. And shoot that 10 ball down. The jar in the pocket on that one. 10, excuse me, that's green. 14.
So what do you do here? Do you take the 6 now, or do you take the 7 and?
This has got 6 written all over it, I think. Because then he can use that 4 ball to get him onto the 8 after the 7.
Oh,
He should be okay because he can
Yeah.
go forward. He can do a lot of different things with this one to ensure that he gets on that. Actually, he could even just run into the 9 if he wanted to. I think that's probably you played a little dangerous because you're playing a little higher speed than you would normally need to. But little bit of center ball, let it just kind of float its way up towards the middle a little bit. Doesn't want to come too high on it, but he can come a little bit. Great shot.
Very nice shot, Lance. He hit that better than I would have.
He did a good job on that one.
Yeah, this game, he needs this game.
Yeah, definitely.
No, nothing fancy. Just pocket speed, pocket ball. Perfect.
Well then, 13-11, so this gets a couple of games to separate the two of them out. So as we've noticed a few times, he's got a 2-game lead, 2 games to go. And I want to remind everybody that we can actually see the players kind of sneaking in the back over here, but we do have another match coming up in a few. Ross and Salsa will be shooting. This match is over with, and a couple of races. That's going to be on the 7-foot, so we'll need a few minutes to switch a couple of things over to the 7-foot, but should have that done about the amount of time that it takes them to kind of get in a few warm-ups. So we'll try not to delay it too much.
That should be a good match.
I believe it will be. I'll say he's out of practice a little bit, but Ross is a great shot, so I'm sure he'll remember how to play in a very short period of time.
Well, it's a pool player to say I don't play anymore or I haven't played.
I
We all
pick up
say
a
that.
stick and
I'll say that I'll walk out of my garage, been in there for an hour and a half, and I'll say I haven't hit a ball all week.
I just saw you.
It's
at
in the
league
blood.
yesterday.
It's in the blood. Pool players are liars.
Oh, there. There. We. You can see if he's gonna. Okay, we'll talk about that other part later.
Pretty good spread. Nothing's touching.
No, definitely got a couple of fairly easy stripes inside pockets.
Yeah.
Solids are a little tougher, which is too bad because if it's me, I'd actually prefer to get a solid right now. I like those, the layouts of those better. But he's going to open up a whole lot, probably after this with a side pocket shot on
On the 9.
the 9 also. Yep.
Yeah. You-
Starting to look an awful lot like a drill into corner pocket once he clears out the
There.
13, I believe it is, after this one.
He might have a run out.
I'm sure he wants it.
I mean, you take the 12, or is that the 10 ball first, and then take the
I'd like to get those,
those 3 out?
well, not 3. I want to leave that 15 for the 8 ball.
Because he has that ball center table there.
Yeah, I don't like using that one to get done the 8 ball. Just personal preference. But he could actually leave either 15 or the 10. He likes leaving the 12 ball.
Well, now he has to take this 10.
He's lining up on the 12. So he must be able to get enough of it. Pocket. But now he's got a little bit of traffic. He has to be careful of, and he overcuts it a bit. Would have been sitting great.
See, that was just a lot tougher shot. That's why I didn't know if it's best to go ahead and take the 10 and try to get an easier shot. But then you're going to run into traffic with that 6 and 7 if you come around up that top rail.
Right. All right, so Lance comes back with another golden opportunity here to get on the hill. I don't see a whole lot of trouble. I mean, 14, he can actually just go ahead and roll it forward. He looks like he's going to drive that one or pull that one back. Ouch.
That's
It's like that history just keeps repeating itself.
that's what Izzy would have done.
Hey man, just because I'm shooting back. This.
It's looking like an out. Ooh, a little extra angle on that one. Either two rails or go back to the other side of the 8-ball on this one. Definitely get that a chance to come off that
Wow.
rail.
Good shot.
Crowd cheering.
The hill through it. Huh? I know, right? Yeah, I thought naturally better. Oh, look at it. Huh? Yeah. It's doable again, no matter.
Alright, I've been trying to tighten this one up a little bit more. Wow. Not too terrible of a break. A little bit of cluster on there, but
10 ball breaks, 9 ball break.
have to be back at the table. I think still got some opportunities. But he does have he's got a few shots that's gonna have some precision on these. Like this one he needs to stop it to leave not only enough room on the 10 ball, but he needs to get it to drift down a little as well. Maybe can't imagine he's gonna want to draw off this 10 just because it's so close to the rail. Got the back of that stick jacked up, so ooh, that's the problem is you lose all your accuracy.
Oh,
Pockets 2 balls and it doesn't no good.
Oh man.
Doesn't have a whole lot of problems here.
Yeah,
As soon as he hits this one, it's gonna roll up where he wants it to be, and he doesn't even need to pocket that ball. So no harm, no foul on that one. With a nice hit by Lance on that one, but still leaving that open table opportunity for Evan coming back. Still can't seem to find the right cameras over here. Can't tell if that 6 ball goes into that side or not. It looks like the 7's in the way. Have the 1. As it needed to. Now he's sitting up in a pretty golden spot. Now it looks like you can't decide which way you want on this one. 2 to 3 race. It's definitely coming down to the wire. So
Want to buy out Travis? They do a little side bet.
yeah.
I wish I had Sal's money.
Still trying to decide what he wants to do. And sure, it's kind of sitting there, kind of to your point about the you're throwing a little extra pressure because he's past the point of being able to make too many mistakes here.
Yeah, I kind of like the 5 followed up a little bit. You hit the 2 in the bottom corner, and then the 7, and then the 3. Ooh, he did it differently. Huh. That was a good shot.
Nice. That might be the one that he needed there. He's got a few different options. Let's see if he quickly comes out enough for that 3 to go up in the corner. But even if he misses that opportunity, still got a 5 down in the other corner. Now you can just shoot that one and drag it back up for the 3, potentially in the side. Bump it over a little bit more than where he had it, and bring it in the bottom right corner. I think he gets this one and draws it over that
The side.
8 on the same side that he put down. Yep. Nicely done. Cheers from the kids, and that one's going. We'll remind everybody that 100% of the donations that are given to us, you can see some names piling up even from when we've been on this stream here, and thank all of you for donating. Everything, of course, is going to Lions Club, that is doing a drive for the Toys for Tots with the help of Marine Corps Reserve as well. So a lot of people really trying to help out on that one, and try to make sure you get your name on Santa's nice list. Some of you need to be there. Might have made some bad choices this year, so try to clear that up before the 25th hits. Right a little bit. Switch this to a little bit of audio silence and ran away for a brief moment. He'll be back. We're tied at 13-13. It's a race to 2 from here on out. So Evan has made sure that he has taken care of that spot. And every man for himself for the rest of it.
I said back it. We can run it again.
Oh, they said they got him. Let's go to 8.
Let's go, baby. Go or what? No, we're not. Ain't worth it. I mean, we could possibly go to hill. I mean, we could like. Oh yeah. I'm just saying, you know, that's an option.
What do you like? Me or Will? Getting close. Back on that 2-2 race out here.
Played or like.
How do you bet against yourself?
You hit the ball. Are you like
Yeah, they were talking a moment ago about extending out a couple of games. I think they had decided to go ahead and stick with the 15. So,
It's 13-13, right?
as usual, one thing that whenever they extend the race out, and it's kind of up to the people that are actually throwing the bets out on whether or not they're sticking with whatever the original race was, and at the end of it, or if it's whatever the final is. I think they're going to go ahead and stick to the 15 like they were before. But they were talking about raising it up to 18 and throwing another spot in. So this one should be staying where it is, so it shouldn't mess anything up. But make sure that whenever you're kind of throwing little wagers out, whether it's friends or somebody you've never met before, that you discuss at the beginning, whether the bet is actually going to the final or the bet is going to whatever the original stake was. It makes a really big difference when you're talking about something like this on a game. Where, like, for example, Lance is getting 6 on the wire. Well, if he's getting 6 on the wire to 15, that is not the same as if he gets 6 on the wire going to 18 or 21. It's a huge, huge difference. So, again, I think this can stay in the right where it was. I actually mentioned to him that we do have a match coming up after this one, so we don't want to extend those people out for too long. So Lance at the table. Now he's got to shoot all out now. Race to 2 and the spot's gone. Jalen, did I forget yours? Let me scroll back up here. Because I know that you had put it on here. I must have scrolled right past it when I went to put everything. Second screen. Yes, Miss Caitlin, I did. It scrolled off the window for where the comments are on here. Got it on a second screen that's back over here behind me. So we'll get that put on right
hit the
now.
ball and then go?
And thank you for checking that. That's actually one of the reasons that we have that nice little report that's sitting out there for everybody to see, so we can make sure that everything that's supposed to be there is there. Evan, back up to the table again, and got a little bit of traffic he's got to deal with. Got to draw up and see if he can't clear that pocket, and he doesn't clear the pocket, but it actually does look like he made a new pocket up there for himself, and it looks like that 10 may slide by. It's tough to tell from where we're sitting, and that overhead camera is the one that I'm having a little bit of trouble with at the moment. Try to have that fixed by tomorrow's match, and tomorrow we do have a couple of them coming up that I think a lot of people would enjoy, one of which is, of course, Bobby Garza is going to be up here for the very first time and playing Derek LaPrairie. We have seen a few times out, so that should be a really good match. Both I consider A and A+ players. Evan pulling a little bit of defense. You can tell it's coming down to the wire when those two words are put into the same sentence. It's taking a little extra look up here and trying to decide how he wants to play this one. Looks like he's shooting for that 2-ball over in the side pocket, let that cue ball drift down just a little bit. That undercuts it just a bit. Anybody wanting to take a look at our current donations list? Number one, Caitlin, thank you very much again, and got that one updated. I went ahead and pinned the list of donations that we've had. Make sure you get your name on there for any others. If you're unable to, that's completely understandable. We always like it when people share the streams, like our page, get more people to take a look at it, and do our best to make sure we take care of as many people as we can. And it's up with a good opportunity. Nothing blocked. Has to put it together, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that even that 8-ball can find a pocket up there. It does look like there's room, but I believe he's going to want to get on the short side of that 8-ball, shoot back over towards the pocket with that 5-ball sitting in the top right corner. Vance is playing this as if, at least it looks like he's playing it like that. He can get on the rail with the cue ball and still make that 8-ball into the top left pocket. We'll see how he plays it for the rest of this part. Got our second round players that are sneaking in over here. All waiting for these slow people to shoot.
I don't know. Walk straight in. I almost did.
Ooh, that 4-ball barely finds its way into that pocket. Ones that bobble on this table don't always go flying in. So now the work begins. So do we play rail first for the 5-ball and try to go into that 10 and 8, or really try to slow roll this and leave it on the top? Looks like he's going to try to draw into it though. tough way to play it, but he did get over on the other side. He's left a little bit of a tough
I
cut.
think slower off the
What's funny, one of the shots that I enjoy practicing that only works about 50% of the time is a lot of top English and play into it. And it kind of rolls back on itself. And a lot of times it will actually land on that top roll. Now, I can never be brave enough to do that in an actual match that's 2-2 and you're against Evan. I don't know. But a decision to be made here. Might even be looking at that defense. Just got to watch out that it don't double kiss. I don't think he's going to care for the outcome of this one. See this one cross over to the other side of the table and runs it a little far. Apparently doesn't want to make it easy on himself. So let's go ahead and play a defense on that. Smart shot. And not much doubt that I think Lance is going to go ahead and play for this one. Right on the rail too, but right on the rail and almost a straight in shot. I think if you play this one, you have to play this one a little more on the firm side and close that in a hair. Or would you just try to leave the cue ball on the top?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's why I lose so much, right there. Just
I mean, it's easier if it's not on the rail too. I can't really tell how much actually on.
back cuts it, but no. I thought he'd go to the what's our top left now, but
I might have been trying to keep that to I'm not good for shot even if I try.
well, from back here we can all make it.
Right.
Take that one.
Right. All right, Evan makes it to the hill first.
Run or something, you know what I'm saying? It ain't over yet, baby. Let's go, baby.
It's doing some good work right here, and it actually looks like that 7 ball is open, which you may want to seriously consider that one. That's some pretty small windows over there. If that's a makeable ball, that 2 is a whole lot more open. So I'm sure he'd like to see that 7 ball out of there. Use that 2 ball to go back down table. It must not be as open as what it appears from back here. Either that or he likes the window, maybe even coming back up afterwards, that 7 back up in his top corner.
I can do that.
Not a whole lot that he has to do. Just kind of a little bit of bottom. Probably drag that over. See if he can't play that orange 5 ball there over in the side pocket. Decides he wants to try to get above it. It's a little out of position. It's still a makeable out. He could actually like the way that he's looking at it now with that 7 ball. Because if he plays the 7, it's automatically going to come out for that 5, and leaves a pretty good amount of room for error. I think it's a easier shot there than going for that 5 ball now and lining back up on the 5. So we'll see how much that cue ball wants to flow out, or even use the 14 to try to hold that up. Which one do you play first, Ross?
I play the 7.
Yeah. I like that
Go
one
back
too.
and
I just
forth.
think there's so much more room there. You're not going to get caught behind anything.
Just go back and forth.
Well done. Against
That's why I lose a lot.
one
of my
rail and
games.
back out.
Because I draw that 5 off the rail and
I
I'm
just
second
roll
on
the
the side.
7.
And Ross is saying thank you. That's the only one he's got to make. Well done. All right, Hill. Lance getting it down on that one, and look at that. Lance Hill, and I'm not even playing cheering. Getting a little slow over here. Oh, there you go. Thank you. We only get to listen to me.
I can cheer for them.
That's right.
Should get loud.
That's right.
Yeah, what's that?
You're playing one pocket.
Actually,
Did you read this?
oh yeah, Hill game?
That's
What's
it.
that?
That's crazy. All right.
Oh. 2 different time zones.
I'm like, no, it's my fault.
That one's for the people on the West Coast. And they haven't changed for you.
Being gobbled.
But I'm pretty sure it's double hill right now.
When I do it.
But I just get like one pop.
Pretty massive break right there, and
Boom,
So-
boom.
I just take it.
ends up not making anything, despite how good of a break that was. And I mean, all the solids are reasonably open with only a little bit of trouble out of that 5 ball. They're not going to change the score I am. we'll update our end scoreboard. So don't look at the scoreboard; it's on the screen in there. Just didn't hit the button. So the one at the bottom is the correct one with 14-14. So hill at the moment. And if Lance can figure out a way to get on to that 5 ball, be a lot better off. Or not we, he. I think that 2 will get him on the 5. It's not going to make an easy cut. It's going to be a little shadowed, but he went a little far, so he's liking the 6 ball
He
more.
still has the 1 ball.
I'm gonna try to bank.
He can play the 1 ball. He can get shape on the 5 pretty well.
Yeah, but it sure would be nice if you used the 5 to get you onto the 6, and then just work up table. Nice. One might have overran a little more than he wanted it to. Doesn't have a pocket over there, so. What the heck? Play a carom off the 13 into the side. Again, from here we can do it.
We'll see. I mean, I like putting the 5 in front of the side. It makes him have to bank the 2 balls.
I mean, if he just touches the side of the 5 and actually kind of locks it on, just bumps the rail.
That's what I thought.
He's going for the out.
Could have got.
Yep, he's up table. Pretty decent position right there. And he's got 2 of them to deal with, but he'll hit this one a little bit more solid just to bounce it out if it goes. Sure looks like it does from here. Oh, it really looks like it does through the window.
Probably just bank it across the side.
I'm thinking come off the rail and just.
Oh, he's going up table. Guess he doesn't want to mess with that one yet.
He probably just goes. At the angle.
And good luck guessing the way that Evan on pockets balls. Just to sneak it out of the way, but now it looks pretty routine. I'm not going to make my prediction yet, but it's looking a better than average chance.
Oh,
Finishes it off.
Gotta fucking make it.
Evan on wins that one with the 6-game
Oh,
spot
shit.
going to Lance.
What the fuck? The game, bro.
Stop.
Holy.
Okay, so that was. They hit end game.
Damn. Making me sweat.
There we go. Okay, so Evan on wins that one, 15-14. So good match between both of them. They both did a great job, and ends up catching that last little roll that he needed. Again, thanks to everyone for joining us. We are going to be back in a few moments.
What's up, brother?
See if I can find. Yep, I have it. Okay, pretty good. So we'll be back in just a little bit for another race coming up. And hopefully everyone will join us. Appreciate the donations from those that have already given it. Appreciate the shares for those that sent that out. And hopefully we'll see you shortly. Thanks, everyone. Yeah.